Alright, so I drew myself like a self-portrait every single day for 2 weeks-ish when I was like under a fuck ton of stress, like barely getting any sleep or anything like that. So like these are the pieces. So at some point, like really early on, they lose order, like because I was not able to keep any order of what was drawn when or whatnot. It was just I would go to office every single day, and then I would draw like a self-portrait, and then I'll get to work. This was like my way of like grounding myself, because it was not I was straight up not having a good time. So let's go with the first drawing, which is this one here. So this was like a few weeks into work where I was like, alright, I need to start grounding myself. So I drew this piece, and you can see there's like somewhat detail. There's some shading and stuff. The hair has a lot of texture, and then we move on to day two, which is like poop. Starting to get a bit detached from the original art style. Like also the thing with this is I was drawing whatever I was wearing at the time. So this one, the first drawing, that was like a gummies, which was way too big for me. And the second one is like, oh yeah, I'm wearing a t-shirt, and you can see there's like the amount of detail put into it is getting less. And then we have day three, which is like at this point I was like really sleep deprived. I was sleeping like 2 hours a day or 3 hours. My usual amount of sleep that I get is like 4 hours a day, which is during when I'm really working. But this was like I was absurdly pushing myself. So we can there's some eye bags. That's how I drew eye bags, and these lines you'll start noticing them as a recurring thing. So basically, I was feeling like my brain was straight up being compressed. I don't know whether if it was like due to dehydration and whatnot. And around this point, this is when like time just stopped. Like my ability to keep track of time, like sense of time, goes away after this point, and we end up with this piece. I have no idea what the fuck it is. It's like, let's say the human shape, the face shape is completely gone. It's just a box. Really dead eyes. I don't know if this is eyebrows or the hood of the eye. I don't know. We are seeing that recurring thing where it was like, yeah, brain shutting down, need rest, and the next piece that we have is this one, which is like completely. So I lost a bunch of weight during that period, and I guess this at this point, like you can see there's like, so the lines have changed. It's more like now shading, now like the lines have intensified a lot more, where it's just completely overwhelming and my brain is like straight up fried. Like, yeah, that's at that point. And after that it's just full on zombie mode where I'm like, fuck, the brain compression is getting more intense, and on like, so the shading, it's kind of like, oh yeah, it's getting really intense. But then we have these straight, like really sharp parts where it's like, oh yeah, it's really penetrating through, and it's a complete zombie state. Moving on, yeah, these pieces, I guess this is somewhere, I guess this is around the end or midpoint, where I absolutely have no idea what the order of these are. So let's just go one by one. So this piece, this is like straight up disorientation. Like, so we have the eyes and hair back. There's shading back again. Really tired, absolutely disoriented. Now I think one of the issues, I think, was like absolutely lack of sleep. Like I was eating really well. We got good food at work and shit like that. But yeah, this I don't know much to say about this piece. So moving on, and we have this piece which I'm pretty sure I was really sleepy the day I drew this, because I was just having trouble like staying on alert. Like you can see, like one eye is just fucking about to go down, and the other is like, fuck, I must be on alert. Yeah, and the next piece, it's, I don't even know what the fuck happened. I probably went to work like with no sleep whatsoever and was looking like an absolute mess. You can see like that. So the eyes are in a different shape now. I have no idea what that means. We got a bunch of wrinkles and shit in the eyebrow area and shit like that. The hair is complete mess. It's the shading non-existence, no body, mouth. I guess I really had a hard time grounding myself that day because this is really messy. So then we have this piece, which is as we can see now, there's like a bunch of lines outside, completely overwhelming. Got pretty sharp eyebrows, so I must have been really on alert that day. Oh, really surprised. The hair is getting some better shading now. Hella dark eye bags. You can see that over here. I guess not much shading. Other than that, I don't know what to say. I think I really like this piece. If I'm gonna be honest, like before I used to do self portraits. I think before I did a series where I was going really long periods of times without sleep, like days on end, and every single day, it just kept getting more and more distorted as the longer I went without sleep. So this one, I guess I was really fucking tired. You can tell like my hair is messy. There's like a lot of background, like those lines are reoccurring again. And yeah, I guess, well, here's the thing, like I don't look like this, like my body does not look like this. So I guess at that point it was like sort of hallucinations that should start kicking in. Really, really tired eyes. The tiredness in the eyes is really emphasized here. So this is the next piece that we have. I have no idea what the fuck is going on in this one, I'll be honest. Really disturbing looking. Once again, tired eyes. The mouth, the facial expression is real, like the look of disgust or whatever. Really uncomfortable looking, this one. Let's go on to the next series of images. So then we have this one, which it's really simplified. I guess it was really hard for me to get the shape. It looks way too abstract for it to even be human-like, I guess. And then we have this piece, which is yeah, I think I drew this one when I was really having trouble keeping myself awake at work. So then there's and then we have some other pieces like this one. So the digital ones were drawn when I was home at night. So these would be drawn when I was having trouble sleeping. Once again, the date, like the timeline of these drawings are pretty hard to keep track because I have no idea how it happened. So here we have yeah, my brain was straight up not doing good those days. I'm gonna be honest, I was straight up in the zombie state the entire time. Once again, like when I was drawing the series where I was not sleeping, it was, so I also had these similar lines drawn, but in that it was like stuff going out of my brain, like, you know, it's like kind of like lose insanity. But during this series it was like my brain was constantly being bombarded with shit and information which I had to process really fast, and I was straight up like fuck, completely overwhelmed. And this one, so I specifically remember why I drew this. So I was just like, fuck, I need sleep. My eyes really, really need to be able to like get some sleep. And I was straight up not being able to like, you know, like my mind and my brain were straight up not on the same wavelength. So yeah, we got this one. Once again, going more on the simplistic and abstract side. I was just really tired. I just wanted to lay down and like just sink in and just fall asleep. Now we got this one. So one of the things that it is like one eye is bigger than the other, which I don't know. So sometimes I feel like one sometimes it's just like what's the word? So it's kind of like I'm so far gone where I'm like starting to feel disconnected from my body, and it's like gotta get out of this body because I just sometimes feel like it's a bit limiting. Sometimes I just feel like I'm limited by my body. So it's kind of like, this side is the bigger side is the side where I'm like trying to fade out of, kind of like that, where it's just like, God, the body won't sleep. I need to get some fucking sleep. I need to like rest and calm shit down. Now we have this piece. So this piece actually, this piece is, I'll show you this. So this piece has two versions, which is this one where it's like boom. And the thing with so one of the things I like with this is the color. So I straight up felt like there was just radiation coming into my brain and piercing through my skull and hitting my brain. So that's why, like, with the colors like green, so that's like me trying to show off that shit. And here we have like so this was drawn on multiple layers. So we have the skull layer, and then we have the internals layer, and with all that completed, we get this where it's like boom. So yeah, that's the 2 weeks of stress, I think.